Well, good morning. It's Tomo here. It is that time of the year again on the GPC calendar, the premier event, the Perth Cup, brought to you by Ruchi's Gym. It's a 2-day full GPC powerlifting meet. It is clearly the number one on the calendar here at Ruchi's Gym. They've been running this event for quite a while now. It rivals the state championships in terms of just the level of lifting and the number of lifters. We have 2 big days of powerlifting, well over 100 lifters on the platform. I have about 23 ladies coming up shortly on the competition platform and around about the same number of men. So we've got about 45 lifters to get through today. It will be a long day, but a fantastic day of powerlifting. Really happy to be with everyone on the live stream today. I encourage you to let all of your friends and family know that we are broadcasting live at Ruchi's Gym. If you can't make it down, which is the ideal position to be in, come down and watch some live powerlifting. We're already getting full on the seating capacity here at Ruchi's Gym, but come down anyway. You can be 8 to 10 feet from the live action, which is fantastic in this amazing V3 facility, as we call it. I'll update you a little bit on the move coming up shortly. But if you can't, if you're working, if you are stuck away from Perth, or you're just a little bit apathetic and you'd rather have the feet up and listen to me on the live stream, then please do and share it around. We love lots of commentary on the live stream broadcast, and we love when all of you jump in and give us your feedback. We have some interesting lifters today. We have some of our elite lifters coming back to the platform after injury. Yanim Gulius had a pec injury earlier in the year. He has made his way back to the platform just to get the cobwebs off. And I'm just watching now Linus Lim, one of our elite lifters, the I think still current record holder in the 82.5 kilo class. I'll look that up just as we speak, but I do remember an epic battle at GPC Nationals, I want to say in about 2014, where he on the last day held off Max Markopoulos and I can't think of who else he was going up against, but it was an epic battle that day, and he flew the colours for Ruchi's Gym and for Western Australia, and he's coming back to the platform, which is fantastic to see. As always, you'll see on the imagery there, it is a big call out and thank you to all of our sponsors here at Ruchi's Gym. Pasta Cup, made by hand, Joondalup Retrovision. Heidi, get up there to Retrovision in Joondalup if you need any fantastic white goods, electronic gear, anything for the kitchen. Heidi and the team up there will absolutely look after you. Media partners, Vision Media, Perth Fit Fam, Evolve Body Composition, get it right Paul, Specialists, Meals WA. Our event partner is always Stagecraft, and absolutely if you need powerlifting equipment, paraphernalia of any type, then you know where to go online to James and the team at Loaded Lifting, big supporters of powerlifting in this country. They have pretty much everything you'll need, and anything they don't, you generally won't need it for powerlifting. Let's have a look at the upcoming events over the next 6 months. This next one is September 29th, not too far away actually. I think the Dan and Paul here at Ruchi's Gym, the only problem they have with the gym is they don't have enough weekends for the competitions. They really are filling up this calendar year on year. But on the 29th we have the September Novice Competition. That is sold out. It is a great opportunity for lifters coming back to the platform or new to competition to blood themselves onto the platform and get a feel for what it's like without the rigours of a full elite competition, though it's pretty nerve-wracking for those of you new onto the platform in your first comp. November 8 to 10, the APU Classic Nationals. The big call out to Paul Rucci. He is the state delegate here for the APU Federation, and he has done a heck of a lot of work to really provide fantastic opportunity for APU athletes to step up the way competitions are run here in this state. They really are the flagship. They've been rewarded with the national championships, the APU Classic Nationals. There's always a bunch of subcategories of nationals these days, but one of the great opportunities is to run that competition for those athletes in this facility. And I might talk about this facility in just a second as we see a couple of people entering the venue, a couple of internet influencers making their way in. I think I see Lily Van Dyke there coming down to watch the comp, so good to see one, I know a little bit about internet influencers at my advanced years, and two, that everybody who's anyone in this game is coming down to watch this competition. Getting back to the facility though, V3. So when the boys started this gym up, they wanted to step up the fact that there is not great powerlifting venues in this country and this state particularly, and they opened a humble little venue just across the road, about 30-40 metres away. It was a small venue, but something I think all of the members here at Ruchi's Gym love dearly. I walked in on day one. There was about 2 squat racks, a bench, and a couple of platforms, and I was like the pig in the proverbial. I had just no concept of how good that venue was. Loved it. Had a lot of fond memories in 2013 of lifting there and just getting to know all of the boys. They moved to V2 later in 2014, stepped up the game, and I think everyone in the team was amazed at just how good that venue could be. And then they moved to this amazing facility, V3 as we call it, just a really superb venue. And pretty much thought we were going to be embedded here for as long as we needed to be. I'm looking around on this floor, and full hammer strength line, more elite level competition equipment than you'll find just about anywhere in the country, with an audio visual setup and an amazing venue that no organisation around this country could rival for competition delivery. And yet, just a couple of months ago, we were told by the brothers that they've decided to up the game again and create V4, and we'll be moving to a bigger facility. Dan was just talking to me about even the smallest details, like the internet streaming and the bandwidth they're going to get in the new venue, and it's quite remarkable just how much they're changing the game, and I can't wait to get into this new venue. So definitely get down here to have a look at V3. We're not going to be here for too much longer. I have to double check. I think this might be the last competition we'll run in this venue, so I think the APU Classic Nationals will be at the new venue. I'll clarify that with Dan going forward, but we're starting to fill up a little bit here. I think there's certainly seats if you want to come down and get a sense of powerlifting at its best. Speaking about its best, I'll go back to the overhead view there, actually there, and there the boys and girls on the platform, or about to be on the platform. We have the pit crew there, some big units. There's some lifting prowess. Big Dale Smith. I caught up with Dale, when was it? Not last night, the night before. We were both in for an 11 o'clock lifting session, and struck by a couple of things, just how nice a bloke Dale is. Don't let him hear me saying that about him, but also what a great lifter he is and what a work rate. You know, puts the kids to bed, takes care of his commitments, and then comes in late at night to get his work done. I know he's coached by Paul Rucci, who has just returned him to peak performance after some injuries and some shoulder surgery. He is getting back. Can't wait to see what he can do at his next comp. You will hear Dan Rucci in the background, our MC for this morning. He's just getting the lifters ready for the next steps, which is getting the ladies out on the platform. The first lifter today will be Holly Smith, 72.5 kilo opening squat, 160 pounds. She lifts in the 67.5 kilo class. That'll be followed by Justine Fuentes, Jasmine Chard and Jessica McCormack. There's some familiar names there that are joining us on the platform, and a couple of Ruchi's Gym lifters. I saw Brad Humble from Dungeon Powerlifting. He's brought up a team today. I think he might be lifting himself from memory. So really looking forward to seeing this unfold. Lifters in the wings there. I can see a lot of nervous people, a lot of toe tapping going on. Can't stand that first squat myself. Love it from up here in the commentary. Hate it when I'm down there on day one. And in Ruchi's Gym, it tends to be Holly Smith, based on weight class, who was always first one up on the platform. So how would you be? First squat of the day, first lift of the day, first squat of your own today. Yeah, a little bit nerve-wracking, but the girls and guys will get it done today. So I'm really looking forward to a great session of lifting. It is a 2-day event. The big boys and girls will be back tomorrow for more lifting. I'm seeing Linus Lim, one of our great lifters here, deciding to change his lifting suit down here in the commentary box. I'm not sure if that's a look that I really want to be left with this early in the day, but he is smiling, the big guy, so maybe that's a good sign, even if his choice of changing location leaves a lot to be desired. Linus is really a fantastic athlete. He spent a little bit of time away from competition, had some injuries, and then we went and saw the genius Andrew Locke, got his lumbar back in shape, but he's had a couple of niggles, obviously working full-time now. A little bit easier when you're a full-time student and don't have as many commitments. It's a little bit harder when you've got to balance stuff around the traps, but really, really good to see him on the platform, and a really healthy Linus, given how much we really challenged in that 90 kilo class at Nationals this year. If Linus steps back up to that class and he's healthy and he's hungry and he's in good shape, wow, this Ruchi's gym will really, really have a red-hot crack at dominating the 90s. So let's see how that plays out today. Interestingly, we've got our youngest lifter, 18 years of age. We've got our oldest lifter in the men's, a sprightly 70 years of age. I can just see him there in the audience, wandering around, getting the cobwebs out. He's a little while before he'll hit the platform. But it does show this is a sport for life. Lots and lots of opportunity to continue to lift all through the years, and we always have a good spread of ages down here at the Ruchi's Gym competition. Looking around at the floor, if you do come down, you'll notice the setup's just a fraction different. We have just a little bit of a different arrangement of the spectator seating today, because there's about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 17 pallets of equipment and gear for the new facility that moving to in the next month and a bit. So there's probably about 10 pallets of gym flooring there that's been delivered early. A seal row that needs to be assembled for the new facility. So can't wait to see what the boys have in store for us. I mean, we've got an enormous... In fact, I was training after coming back a little bit myself. Came in late last night for another session, and just walking around this empty facility, and still blown away on the 6 deadlift platforms we have. You know, up to 13 benches, 10 plus squat racks, 3 monoliths, and in the new facility they're going to up the game again. They're swapping out the Awesome As range of benches for the AFMX Dominator range, and they have procured more monoliths. So if you want elite level equipment, if you want to come down to a gym where you'll never run short of bars or plates, I mean, there's not an uncalibrated plate in this facility. It's just quite remarkable how well this area comes together. Paul Rucci there in the lifters warm-up area. He's casting his eye over his athletes there. A little bit of humour to ease their nerves, but Paul is all business when that first lift starts. Always good to watch how he goes about prepping his athletes, keeping their brain in the game. You know, there will be some athletes that get a little bit nervous on the day, and the handler's job is not just to have a look at the numbers, sense check the numbers, make some tactical adjustments. It's also about just keeping their head in the game for people who are getting it wrong occasionally or just getting a bit too worked up. So it's great to see the way he approaches his athlete, as does Dan Rucci. A bit of laughter there on the platform. You see the boys, the judges are starting to come into position now, which is a good sign. We'll go to that overhead view just to get another look at the platform. What a great overhead view that is. I'm a little bit fortunate. I get the best seat in the house every time these competitions are on, and I love it. Maybe the fact that I'll never lift again because I'm just having too much fun in the commentary box. And here we go, just talking to the judges now. Head judge is making her way to the platform now and getting chided for being a little bit late. So there you go, Amanda. Thanks for joining us. Holly Smith, we are underway for the GPC Ruchi's Gym Perth Cup 2019 edition, the last Perth Cup here at V3. Holly Smith takes the platform now for a 160-pound opening squat, 72.5 kilos. Don't anticipate any problem with this lift. A Paul Rucci athlete here. What do the judges say about that one? 3 white lights. Lock it in and move on. Justine Fuentes now. I think a Dan Rucci coached athlete from memory. GPC, let's say that again, a Ruchi's Gym lifter. Seen her doing a number of sessions recently as she peaks for this event. Just making her way from left of screen. Dan Rucci there in the Blue top. Dan also getting back on the platform, looking strong. Great to see him back in business in terms of comp. 49 years young is Ms. Justine Fuentes. Oh, a bit wobbly there on that one. Just needs to get herself set. 75 kilos. Nice and deep. Yeah, just a little bit nerves on that first one. Maybe the setup is a little bit wrong. Bit of a shake of the head, but I suggest that she might have the pin height a bit incorrect there, and that just threw her out as she unwrapped. Yasmin Chard now 75 kilos, 165 pounds, 52 kilo open class. And you'll see the monolift just dropping down there. It's height adjustable. When lifters come to weigh in, they just check the relative height on the bar and where they need to be. That does look a little bit low there. She must like a low setup, but that's all right. Knee wraps on, loaded lifting suit. This is a 75 kilo attempt, 165 pounds. Looks to be no problem for Jasmine.
Jessica McCormack, training from Dungeon Powerlifting, opening on 80 kilos.
Jess McCormack, 22 years young, 60 kilo class, 80 kilos on the bar, 176 pounds.
And the bar is looking for Jessica.
I believe she trains out of Dungeon, I think I may have heard the MC say. It's just not showing up on my material. Shot clock, plenty of time on the shot clock, 50 seconds. She gets herself set up here. Again, sporting the loaded lifting suit, loaded lifting knee wraps, and loaded lifting pink belt. Pretty much a nice little transaction there for loaded lifting. I think that's going to be okay for Jess. Quite deliberate in her approach there.
Next up, Kylie Johnson trains at
Big Dale Smith. Not a bad rig on that young fella for Ruchi's gym. Good bit of banter with that big fella the other night. Genuinely nice guy, but really looking forward to seeing his 800 plus efforts on the platform over the next few months. As Kylie Johnson, 34 years of age, 90 kilo opening squat, 198 pounds. Looks like she means business. Got the old school Inza suit on. Quick look up at the shot clock, getting her head right. Let's see how she buries this one. That's a nice looking squat. And for those of you a bit unfamiliar there, the traditional hobble post squat, those knee wraps are about giving knee stability, and they maintain some kinetic energy in the wrap material, which means you get some rebound out of the bottom of the squat. They are an assistant to the squat. They're legal in this federation, but it does mean they're awfully tight, so when you finish a squat you do this awkward little hobble off